In the summit, the heads of state launched the new generation of the East African Community passport, which will work alongside the old passports, which will be communicated to Uganda by the Ministry of Internal Affairs. The East African Community Affairs e-passport will be used currently with the Ugandan passport, as the Ministry of Internal Affairs draws a roadmap for eventual withdrawal of the Ugandan passport in a period of 2 years. Unlike the old East African passport that we have been using, the new passport has enhanced security features and it will be usable for travel outside the East Africa.
The East African Community e-passport will be used concurrently with the Ugandan passport as the Ministry of Internal Affairs draws a roadmap for the eventual withdrawal of the Ugandan passport in a period of 2 years. Unlike the old East African passport that we have been using, the new e-passport has enhanced security features, and it will be usable for travel outside East Africa.
Political unrest and the integration countries which might affect the community operations. There is too much political tension in Uganda. Burundi is having the same story as this country is having a serious political unrest. Kenya is soon having its general elections for a new leadership in this government. However, the East African Community Affairs says they have to work hand in hand with all the community countries to see that political stability is part of their priorities for the good of the East African community. Business community has planned the way forward on the barriers and market conflicts after South Sudan has been made part of the integration. President Museveni was asked by the East African community to mediate the negotiations in Burundi, and they are underway, which confirms strength and progress of the integration.
Ugandan business have got a bigger market to sell their goods. If there are problems in that market, it becomes the concern of everybody. And you don't need to leave it to your small brother with a lot of problems to solve it. They may not solve it, and in the end, it will affect the whole of your market. So I think the bigger we are, the more equipped we are to handle those problems.
According to the third Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of the East African Community Affairs, Chirunda Ali Chivejinja, in spite of the political instabilities in South Sudan, Ugandans have been exporting to the newly installed country, and all complaints by the Ugandan business community cannot happen anymore, though this inter-trading has been operating out of terms. Ugandans have always believed in buying second-hand commodities, and this can no longer work anymore, as the integration is working hand in hand to see that Uganda and other East African community countries become industrialized with the capacity of producing new products. Many business personalities in Uganda have been dealing in second-hand clothes, commonly known as emivumba. The community has said that they will have to do as much as they can to see that industrialization and development of production is made in Uganda for a betterment of the East African community market.
Making our own clothes. But because it has not been addressed, and because there have been very many priorities, that's when we find ourselves that all of you are clothed in second-hand clothes. But the market is there because you don't get them for free. Are they donated? You buy them. So in other words, that's the question of the beauty of African unity.
Unlike the old East African passport that we have been using, the new e-passport has enhanced security features and it will be usable for travel outside the East Africa. For WBS TV, I'm Kawesa Luama, Media Center in Kampala.